Check it out. This is Social Critics episode 49 with your host, Driss, Sumi, Alpha, and I don't know where the fuck these niggas are at, bro. They're late as shit, bro.
Yeah, we're missing...
we're starting without them.
Yeah, we're missing Curtis and Bashir. Curtis is on the way.
Curtis is on the way, but he was on the way like 30 minutes ago.
To give you guys a little insight on behind the scenes, how this shit works, Driss will send the text out, podcast at, and it's a specified time. So whether it's 6 or 7 or 8, whatever. It doesn't actually start at 6 or 7 or 8.
No.
This is probably the earliest we've started the podcast.
I actually take account CPT? Yeah, CPT. Because them niggas are always late, bro.
Yeah. So we literally always start 2 hours later. So we gauge for that time. So if we're saying we're starting at 7, we typically start at 9.
And it's crazy because, like, yeah, I said 7 o'clock, bro.
Yeah.
And they're not even here.
Technically, they're only an hour and a half later.
I mean, I think you guys do that a little bit for me because I get off of work a little later on Fridays.
Well, on Fridays, yeah. But I even did it on Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah.
And where the fuck was everybody Sunday?
I was here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was ready, but I knew niggas were...
No, you left to go get your Baconator and then came back.
Did I have... No, I had chicken nuggets.
Oh, you didn't get a Baconator.
You should have just said Wendy's, all right?
Yeah, that was so fucking eerie when she did that. She's like, going to get Wendy's? I'm like, yeah, and stop. Whatever that is, don't do that again. Like,
oh.
Well, not so much happened this week.
Not shit.
Yeah, nothing. As you guys just heard, we were playing a new Wayne that just came out. That came out today. And
we were going to talk about that.
That was pretty awesome. Shout out
I
to
liked
Wayne.
it.
I thought, well, Alpha hasn't listened to it yet, so I'm not
I haven't. Just going off of previous Wayne projects after 09, it's hard for me to really get psyched. But from what I did hear, the few records that I heard, he sounds good. He sounds healthy in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he sounds clear, and it isn't. I'm not able to dive deep into the lyrics because I haven't heard the records. But I'm going to give it a listen.
I'll say this. We're gonna say something.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it sounds like it's just a classic Carter album, bro.
Yeah,
like
it is. I like because the whole album isn't. I mean, there's a lot of dark tracks on there where you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's
because
like,
he talks
he's in
about
a
suicide.
serious bag. He's in a serious bag.
Well, we're gonna get to that a little bit later. We can dissect it. You two should dissect it a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll go into it a little
and then
bit.
we could talk about Wayne and his legacy if we want to.
Oh yeah,
that out.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
So, but Cosby.
So he was officially sentenced 3 to 10 years. What do you guys think?
Wah, wah, wah.
He's gonna get out with good behavior,
and he's gonna get out probably within 18 months if we just.
I feel like
real.
if convicts like that, if they have like health issues, what do they do? Like, do you think that would be a reason that they'd let him out early, or do you think they just move him to
they took him away from like the general population because I think people were throwing shit at him, rightfully so. Good.
I'm sorry.
The generational gap in these domestic violence and rape allegations, like just talking to people over the age of 50, it's like a world of difference between people that are like our age. Like, I don't have time for this shit. If you do something and there's tangible evidence that you've raped or sexually assaulted women in the past, and in the Cosby case, what was it, upwards towards 50?
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing.
There's like, I'm not playing with that.
But he got
deserve
3
to go to jail, man.
He got 3 to 10 years for how many women? 50 came out, but he was only
one woman.
charged. Yeah.
It was it was an 04 case. I forget the woman's name. And whenever people see like Lisa Bloom representing somebody, people are always like, "Oh, here we go." But you know what? Look, when 50 women come out, and I know you can't, it's statute of limitations, but I this was, to me, a light sentence for what he did.
Oh, for sure.
For what he's gotten away with in life.
Yeah.
That's a light sentence.
You got some niggas that go away for like 10 plus years for rape.
For
you know
one rape.
For one rape.
Yeah. And that's what's just frustrating about it, is that, this guy, for years and years and years, this guy was telling the black community to pick up their pants, how to conduct yourself.
He was America's father.
Yeah, I'm just going off the. We can get to the him setting an example for black families and whatnot, but he was telling black people what to do and being the moral police, and then you're out here slipping you and nose and drinks. Like that's a problem.
Especially the worst part about it, I think, is like you watch all these sitcoms and you see sitcoms and you see these actors get so close, like family, you know, like Full House is a good example, like those type of shows, they get so close. Like imagine what he did to his coworkers, you know, like Kevin Spacey, for instance, like they just killed him off the show. And this new season, or the most recent season, is his wife now is like president or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I stopped watching. But.
You know who's hurt by this whole thing the most?
Who?
The son that was in the Cosby Show. I haven't seen him in shit.
The little
Malcolm
kid.
Jamal Warner,
the older son.
Yeah.
Oh,
Theo.
he's done a.
Theo.
He's
What has he
done.
he had a spinoff show after the
Did he?
Cosby Show. Yeah, it was I forget the name of it. It might have been called Malcolm, honestly, but he did have a show. It was in the 90s.
He had like. I mean,
So he was just
I think he's just
star.
not really just a
man.
great artist, I guess, and just he didn't have his breakout performance after that. But no, yeah, I mean, it just kind of ruined all of their lives. I mean,
Just fucked up
what's
my
her-
guy's residual income.
what's the mom's name again? Felicia.
Oh yeah, Felice Rashad.
Yeah, I mean, she's still big and she's still respected, and she's been in. I mean, she was in Four Colored Girls. Like she's done movies, but I think it just hurts because that was such a wholesome show. They had to take it off air for a while. I mean, and we talked about what's his, Jeffrey. Cousin Alvin from Cosby Show, like he said, like he lost the royalties, like he lost a lot of money, so it affected so many careers and people. So
That's what's frustrating about this whole thing, though. I mean, if we're just talking about sexual assault and that whole culture, like I don't have time for this, bro. Like, and you could say that like I don't even want to use the word placating. You could say that I'm being sensitive about it. It's like I even get perturbed when people are like use the phrase, well, what if that was your daughter or your sister or your mother? It's like, I don't need it to be any of those women. If it's just any random old woman who's being like raped or sexually assaulted, to me that's just foul. Like,
yeah, it's a problem. It's just a problem.
I don't need to chalk it up to I don't need to relate it to my mother or my sister or like any woman I know. It's just fucked up, period. Like, you're drugging women. There's instances where like women could like, I think had woken up during the act,
regain consciousness, and
they couldn't move their limbs. So
what the fuck was he giving them?
I mean, probably Quaaludes or some shit.
Oh, it was the 90s.
Yeah. So, or it was 70s.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, like, and they can't move their limbs. And you mean to tell me you want to defend that guy because, he set a good example for the black community and shit?
No, he put
like
on
that.
he had a good facade for everything.
Yeah, like, it's
not...
a TV show. Y'all got to be able to separate, like, the talent from the individual. You feel me? Like,
I just envisioned like waking up with that nigga over you. Just
you know what's so scary though? It's so sad.
His eyes are bulging out of his eye socket and shit. He's like, it feels like Jello pudding.
I saw an article actually saying that his first meal will be. I saw an article saying that in jail he will be served pudding. And I laughed to myself.
His first meal was pudding.
Was it really?
I don't know if that
You
was
saw
a
that
joke.
too, then?
No, I don't know if it was a joke, but they said his first meal was pudding.
That's hilarious.
I'm not kidding.
There you go. He got
Theo,
the last one.
can you imagine if he was raping like Theo from the back?
Stop.
He's like, Theo.
No. I hate you both.
This nigga, all right, so I just got a text message from Bashir. I'm jumping into. Nigga,
No.
where the fuck
No.
are you at, bro?
Hey, I hope they get here with it when we.
You know what's kind of scary too is like all these wholesome men. Remember the dad from Seventh Heaven? And he literally played a pastor, and he was a father. Like,
Yeah,
it's just scary to
fucking fitting.
think. Like, you look at these people one way and they're.
Well, it's just all of these institutions, all of these people. Like, you look at the Catholic Church, man, they're making excuses for their priests raping little boys. And and people still worship. People are still devout Catholics.
I actually saw that in the news recently. So, like, what's going on with that? Like, didn't that go back to the Pope? Didn't he say
I mean, the
something?
Pope apologized.
But I
He's
mean,
apologized multiple times, hasn't he?
Well, not this particular Pope, but popes in the past have.
Yeah.
How often do we get new popes?
I don't know.
It's when one dies.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It's not like the president.
How do you get elected to be the Pope?
You get. I mean, they just.
I don't think
you
they
gotta
elect you.
follow
bishop,
cardinal
you're
law.
Cardinal, excuse me. Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say something really ignorant, so I'm happy I didn't say that. Thank you for clearing
to
that
be
up.
part of the Vatican.
I was going to
follow
say you
cardinal
get chosen
law.
by God.
I don't know.
But speaking of Catholics, Brett Kavanaugh, I want to because this ties into the Cosby shit. Sumi, you might know a little bit more about this than I do because I haven't been following the news as much.
Yeah, you got to.
I mean, I'm going to give you more of the pop culture side of it,
Okay,
and you
so
can go
I
into
can-
the
I can-
politics because
Give me the backstory because I don't know shit. Like,
all right, you can help me out because I remember I know the backstory pretty much, but I haven't been.
I mean,
following
okay,
it
so
up to
the
date.
basic issue, and obviously just correct me because I'm not as
Yeah, I
political
got
as
you.
I mean, Brett Kavanaugh is Trump's pick for Supreme Court justice.
Okay.
And essentially, like, Alpha put it in a good way. Like, him being appointed is just, his morals are just not where we need to be.
Well, I mean, it's already suspicious that Trump appointed him, because it's like, if there's a lot of controversy around the guy,
yeah,
push him to the side. And there was another woman, I forget the name, but she's on a federal. She's a federal.
The woman that's tested. So essentially,
Yeah,
someone is testifying against him. Her name's, oh my God, Chrisley.
Something
Ford. She's a professor.
Yeah. But I mean, even with Kavanaugh, if this dude's causing that much trouble, why wouldn't you just push him to the side? There was a woman who was actually up in line who could have been a perfect nominee. Well, perfect for the Republicans to take his spot if they pushed him off to the side. But the problem with Brett Kavanaugh, with me, I think that Brett Kavanaugh is going to do Donald Trump's bidding. So if Donald Trump were to get, indicted for campaign finance violations or something of that ilk, and there's a chance that he goes to jail, Brett Kavanaugh would be that deciding vote not to throw him in jail or something of that nature.
So it's to turn the tables.
That's why I think that's why he's so fond of Brett Kavanaugh, because for any other president, I feel like they would just be like, there's way too much controversy around this guy. This doesn't look good. Let's get rid of him.
But the fact that they're trying to avoid an investigation. So that's
quick backstory. So he was accused of sexually assaulting this woman. Mm-hmm. Her last name's Ford. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I can't remember. I think it's Christy, and I honestly feel so bad. I think it's Christine. Okay. Christine Bracely Ford.
I know her last name is Ford. So they were at a high
Ford.
school party in the early 1980s. It was 82, 83. And, allegedly he forced himself on her, groped her, tried to rip her clothes off. I don't think he raped her. I don't know if that was
sexual assault is what it is.
So all right, so he tried to push up on her, felt up on her, forced her. Apparently, I think I heard, and this, please don't quote me on this, I don't know if this is a fact, that he was covering her mouth or something of that sort. So yeah, this is all alleged, but right now you have Republicans in the Senate who are saying this is hard. Not even just Republicans, people in general. And I understand where people are coming from in this instance. Like, it's hard to relitigate something that happened 35, 36 years ago.
Yeah, correct.
Especially when you're dealing with drunk high school kids. People barely remember what's going on. But the reason I'm going to say I believe this woman is for one simple thing and one simple thing only. If you're Brett Kavanaugh and you're genuinely innocent, why wouldn't you want to have the FBI investigate this? Not to say that they would find anything.
Just because I think we do, I'll take full credit for this too. We do a terrible job of official fact checking, but you were right in this. Her name is Christine Blasey Ford. I don't even know if I said her middle name right. And I just want to make sure we say her name because she is important to mention and we can't overlook that. But essentially she is a university professor who ironically studied psychology. But she said that basically 30 years ago, Judge Kavanaugh was drunk and he pinned her to her bed, tried to rip her clothes off, clapped his hands over her mouth as she pleaded for help. So she believed that she was going to get raped.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So,
you know what I think? I feel like you said that he doesn't want the FBI to do a background search.
Yeah, and she does.
Yeah.
So it sounds like
she's willing to take a lie detector test. And I'm sorry to cut you off again. Yeah. I wanted to make this point. She also in 2012 was talking to a therapist where she's talking about this particular incident that happened when she was in high school, and she named his name to her therapist. They brought that up as well. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, if he doesn't want them to go back and investigate that, I mean, it might have not happened, but I feel like there's something else that might come up.
I was going to say, he might be more, I mean, and exactly, whether he did it or not, there are just other things he's fearful of that will probably emerge.
Because realistically, if they go back and interview high school people, they might be like, oh yeah, that guy was
Well, that's
creepy.
what they've been doing. The media has been going around chatting with people who went to high school with, who went to college with. He attended Yale. Apparently at his fraternity, they were rowdy too, and they would, I guess collect the panties of girls and shit like that. To me, that's
normal.
It's sad that that's normal, but that happens everywhere.
Yeah,
but apparently he was a drunk there too, which I don't think
It's
people
college.
well, I mean, he was a drunk in high school, but I'm not even mad at him being a drunk.
I don't care about that.
I was fucked up during high school. I never thought, hey, I think
feel
it'd be
like
a great
most
idea to
people
like
in
take a girl's
politics
like, yeah, it's like,
were.
yeah. I mean, I never thought it'd be a great idea to take a girl's clothes off and pin her to a wall, no matter how fucked up I was.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's kinda
so-
weird.
My thing that is, there's certain things in a past that's different from your moral compass versus bad judgment. And I think bad judgment is like, oh my God, like I literally am so wasted and I have class tomorrow and I'm going to fail my exam. Like something stupid like that.
Okay.
Your moral compass is literally looking at an unconscious body and being like, oh, well, this will give me a little bit of an ego boost, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's there's a huge difference between that. And I think what the whole Cosby sentencing and the Brett Kavanaugh stuff this week, there's just been a lot of celebrities that nobody brought up the Me Too movement. Nobody brought that up. It was actually a matter of they were talking about why people think that women, just because one woman comes out, like now everything's going to come out.
There's
It's
been
false.
more than one now.
Right. No, I'm saying in general with women. And they talk about their fears of expressing, you're shameful of it. When after the act happens, you're not desperate to go tell someone. You're really honestly in that moment desperate to just forget it even happened.
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely.
people understand. We talk about mental health and talking about understanding it. You don't understand it because as a person, if you're saying, well, she should have come out 20 years ago. No, you don't know what mental health does to you. People suppress
and as
feelings.
a guy, let's just be quite frank. You could say, "Oh, well, why didn't she speak up?" No guy I know.
Why did you do it? Like,
no
we
guy I know personally has ever been raped, and maybe they have. They just haven't. They are afraid to be that they get shamed for it. But you can't put yourself in the position of, why didn't you say something earlier?
No.
Like, you don't know what you like. Well, look what happens when they do say something. They get chastised and criticized. This whole woman's life has
Yeah.
been thrown out there. I heard she had to move out of her home or something.
Well,
Seriously?
but think about this
Oh,
though. Do you
man.
think those
Getting
women
death
had
threats.
But do you think those women had platforms then, or do they do
No.
now as public figures? So they feel like they have a higher platform to speak on it.
She wanted to go first off. Dianne Feinstein, who was one of the senators, she sat on this like in July, so she knew about it. And the woman wanted to go. Didn't want her name to be out in the public at all in any way, shape, or form. But she realized, look, if I don't put my name to this, it's going to be something that is a headline one day, and then it's going to go away the next.
Yeah.
She had to put her name out there. It's sad that this type of shit happens, man. Like when it comes and this is all. Let's be quite frank. This is all for the Republicans, conservatives in general. They want to roll back Roe v. Wade. That's all it is.
Oh my god!
All right, and what would happen is it's settled law. But what would happen is that they would kick it back to the states once Kavanaugh's appointed, which I guess we just found out that he did get
So
nominated.
they
right?
are moving forward with the nomination, but they're
Yeah.
still going forward with the investigation,
as well?
which is
Okay.
good.
All right.
But I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so
really.
they would. So conservatives would have I think it was they would have a 5-4 majority in the Supreme Court. So what they would do is. The fear is that they would kick it back to the states, and states, particularly in the Bible Belt, even some in the Midwest, would start to pull back on abortion or make it illegal altogether. So who does that affect? Like if you're a woman and you're in the Midwest or in the South and you get pregnant and you do want to abort that child, if you don't have the means to leave that state, you're gonna have to either get a back alley abortion or you know what I'm saying, try to go through with having the kid. And
sound effects coming in.
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
but that's and who that always affects lower income women.
Yeah.
People of color. Like that's what this does. And to the people out there who are bringing up abortion in general and saying that, well, I'm pro life. That's you can keep your opinion. You can go. We had an episode about that, but you can go back and forth on whether on what I'm saying, whether it's Zamites or whether it's gametes and zygotes or whether it's
What
life
the
starts
fuck is that?
Gametes and
like the
Yeah,
cluster of
pay
cells.
attention.
That,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, hi Curtis. How you doing?
Oh,
Oh, hey, Curtis.
Hey.
Curtis walked
What's going
in.
on?
Or if it's just you believe that life starts at conception. All right, that's not what I'm even trying to argue about here. What I'm trying to say is women are going to get abortions whether it's legal or not. So let's make it legal, keep it legal so they can get it in a clean,
I mean, it's
safe
just like
way.
underage drugs and drinking.
It's just like
But
drugs,
like,
it's like
Real, though.
sex work, it's just like all of
How
that.
It's
much-
like, why not just make money off of it? God damn it! Like,
This is what they're
it's gonna
fighting.
happen.
This is what they're fighting over, man. And this is how like the Cosby shit ties into Kavanaugh ties into Cosby.
But it's so ironic that they're fighting about that when we have political figures that are accused of rape. And I mean, I'm not saying Brett Kavanaugh is accused of rape. He's accused of sexual misconduct. I'm just saying rape. So like you bring up the idea of a woman getting an abortion because she was raped. Oh, but we have political figures who, you know, are all for sexual assaults.
Yeah.
It's very ironic
all of them do. I mean, you got conservatives who literally are anti-abortion, but that they have mistresses who they get pregnant.
I thought you were trying to say a miscarriage. Or
I'm speaking a little too fast. My fault. They have mistresses who end up getting pregnant by them, and then they push that maid who they're having sex with to get the abortion. That just happened this past year. I forget the guy's name, but he was a representative.
How to get away with murder.
Oh, is that the plot to that show?
Ain't it?
No.
No.
Which one is the one
That is a good ass show though.
Which one is the dude who got that his student pregnant and he like killed her and threw her in the water tank?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that's the very first season.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking
I mean,
about.
I didn't know. That's all
I mean,
had.
that's not the premise of the show, but yeah, you're good.
Yeah, that was the very first murder though.
Yeah,
That shit was fire.
I'm taking it back.
Yeah, man. I mean, but you know, like this just lets me know where people are at. People care so much about abortions being illegal that they're willing to allow women to get raped. They're appointing somebody who raped or sexually assaulted somebody in order to make sure that, you know, Roe v. Wade is abolished.
I've heard a saying a minute ago when I was younger. Like when you do bad shit, older people would just be like, when you look at somebody who did something quote unquote bad or just out of your moral compass, you'll look at it and be like, damn, man, you fucked up. But that saying will always pop up in my head like, you ain't lived yet, or just live a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Sure.
So you
So it's
understand
like,
it.
yeah.
I got you.
So I used to be so like, fuck abortion, da-da-da. You're like, oh, you killing. Oh,
I was too.
And then
I
as I
think
got
until
older, I just once you build a connection with people and knowing how people's lives is and knowing how the workforce is and just finances, you just be like, man, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but like my thing is this: people who are super anti-abortion, are you going to help that woman take care of that child if she brings it into this planet? And then also, even if you're saying, well, she could adopt, or she can give her child up for adoption. Do you
That's
know how
very slim and none.
and it's not even that. It's like, do you know how extraordinarily difficult it is to give your child up for adoption, knowing you have a kid out there, and those parents may not want to fuck with you. They may say, look, you gave the child up. This is our kid, and we don't want you to have anything to do with it until that kid is an adult.
Yeah.
And they want to go out and look for their biological mother. Like, that's a lot to ask from somebody.
And that kid is really, you really can't get that back. You can't get none of that back.
No.
That experience of like not having your mom or not having your dad or not having both of them in the house.
Yeah.
Or
Sure.
you never, there's no amount of ice cream, no amount of presents, no amount of movie dates that's going to get that back.
Not to mention how like taxing it is on the female's body. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And you want these women to go through the pregnancy. If they don't want to bring that child in this world, man, I don't know.
And not trying to make abortion good.
Well, there's certain limits. You know what I'm saying? Like after I'm like, obviously late term abortions, that's fucked up to me. Period.
What's
Like,
late
man,
term?
After 6
After
months.
the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's insane.
I mean, they stick a catheter
I mean,
in the
but
skull.
hey,
No, I mean, well,
that's
because
insane in my world.
It's only, well, I'll say it's insane just solely because the fetus can feel pain. When you get rid of the abortion within the first 3 months, or actually within the first 3, it's not feeling any pain. And my thing is like, I'll put it this way: if my mom were to abort me, I would have never existed. It wouldn't matter. It's like 1930. I don't know what 1930 was like. I wasn't here. So that kid you just weren't here.
Why'd you just say 1930?
It was just a random year.
Okay.
I could have said,
I know exactly what you mean.
I literally could have said 1991.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
bro, what happened in 1930? Is your mom that old? I was like, what?
No.
I'm just joking.
But to back up, I'm not gonna say. So
No,
You might as well say it, bro. You can't say that.
I don't
either.
want to back up abortion, but it's like
I think you should talk about both sides of it. I mean, I'm not
think-
going to say anything because it's always different coming
That's
from a
what I'm
woman.
saying.
But I think you should talk about both
The
sides.
guy
of it.
is not always going to be in favor, but more understandable versus the female.
About what?
About the abortion part. Like we look at y'all gonna look at it way more from an emotional standpoint than we will.
I
Logically.
don't know. Well, it depends on the religious component to a dude, man. Like a lot of these religious conservatives look at these women who get abortions and are like, you're going to go to hell, all of this. I mean, but they also look at gay people and like.
I mean, I think people look at it the same, regardless of male or female. We just have more factors to consider because it's physically affecting us. But we still have the same fear. Like, am I going to be able to take care of it?
Yeah.
Can I even? Oh my God, I have to deal with it. Like people still have the same fears.
You know. Oh, I'm sorry. You can go. I was going to say, yeah. Just, all right. So, are they making any laws about like birth control or anything? Or are they?
Oh well, I'm glad you brought that up. They with this appointment, and we can't even just leave it up to the Supreme Court. There's a lot of conservative judges that are being appointed to a lot of circuit courts, and what they because not everything gets up to the Supreme Court. It gets dealt with judges before that. If you keep putting conservative judges all across these circuit courts, yeah, they can go back and fuck with birth control or contraceptives. There's some religious conservatives who are just like, yeah, I don't believe in contraceptives in any way, shape, or form. And you shouldn't be having premarital sex. It's like these people, like, you could probably tell where I stand.
Stop saying these people, man.
Well, you could probably sometimes it is these people. Like you could probably tell where my political stance is. These people want to run back the clock or take us back 50, 60 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like you basically want women to be in the kitchen, do that, not have autonomy over their body in any way, shape, or form. Wait till they get married, find a man, and then have kids, and then do that.
But not to be on the feminist side. Well, I mean,
I'm not even acting. This isn't even been like to that, me. Though. It's like
it's always been.
But I'm not even talking about. I don't consider myself a feminist. I'm just saying people should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want with their lives.
Not to speak from their side, but males have been doing that forever, treating women like accessories. This is your job.
Yeah,
we do all the not good shit. We
hard
do all
work.
Sure. The intellectual stuff,
sure,
and it's like,
but I think that's wrong.
Not even,
Oh yeah, that's fucked up.
I think that's super wrong.
Yeah.
But those are the same cats who
oh yeah, no. You go ahead. You were going on I liked it.
What was I about to say?
Those are the same
beautiful
cats.
Drissy.
Those are the same cats. But I mean, I was talking about the generational gap before you got here.
Oh, okay.
From how we look at things compared to like how 50, 60-year-old people look at things.
Different.
It's so weird.
And
it's so weird.
These 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds, 13, 14, they all looking at stuff different than we are.
Oh my God. It's just crazy everyone's perception and what you're criticizing versus the other person. You know what I mean?
I was chatting with my little brother about Cosby, and my brother's like, yeah, lock him up, throw away the key. Without no hesitation. But my parents were like, well, I mean, he was trying to buy NBC and they're just trying to keep the black man down. I'm like, don't interject.
No, he's not, man.
Man, I think they should have just took all his money and left him alone.
But they can't. I mean, they already froze all his
81?
assets, didn't they?
Yeah.
81?
Didn't they freeze his assets?
Die in there.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Did they freeze his assets?
Yeah, they had to.
I wonder, his wife stood by him the first
I think he's
several months of the whole trial. I mean, is she still?
I don't know.
I'm sure she is.
I think he's still worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Still.
Oh yeah, Cosby uber rich.
I mean, his estate is pretty much.
Yeah,
that's.
Man, I don't know with this Kavanaugh shit. It just let me know.
He hit a couple push-ups and he'd be all right.
I heard he got moved. I heard he literally got moved out of the prison he was in. He's in like.
Is he in like actual like prison?
He's in that prison that got a tennis court.
Yeah,
that's
he's
the
in.
prison.
He's,
okay,
in
that's
Martha,
what I thought.
He's in Martha Stewart's prison. Somebody threw some shit at him.
So he's in
shit.
summer camp. Like that's basically what it is. Yeah. Summer camp.
Exactly.
But to end up like I just can't believe how people will make excuses for people that they really want.
Yeah. I think that's what it is at the end of the day.
That's what's fascinating to me, man. If this was I don't care if this is Republican, if this is a Democrat, I'd be like, yo, get this nigga the fuck out.
But here's the thing,
here.
like we have our biases on certain people. Like you want to appoint someone because you support what they support. I mean, on a lighter side, I mean, look at it from like actors and actresses and celebrities. Like the minute that they do something that fucked up, they are scrutinized, and we don't advocate for them. So why are politicians really that much different?
And that's why I wanted you to bring up the celebrity component. Because you said that a lot of celebrities were talking about. I didn't catch that. Like I said, I haven't been paying attention
there was a ton
too
of
much
celebrities that came out about their stories of being raped when they were younger or like sexual abuse and stuff, and they were basically just talking about how like they're getting scrutinized for like, oh my God, it was 20 years ago and you didn't say anything. And it's like, but that brings the thing of mental awareness up. We talk about understanding mental health. We talk about having sensitivity towards it, but we don't because we sit there and think, well, why didn't you say something right then and there? We don't sit there and think that stuff. And I think they were all coming out with their stories.
To defend that, I don't want to defend it because you're 1,000% right. But what I will say is that we do need to encourage women to come out and say it off the rip. I want that to be the case.
Is mental? Do you put mental health and mental trauma in the same?
Yeah,
it can affect your mental health.
PTSD is mental health.
Sure,
that's mental health. Being in a traumatic when these children who have gone through sexual abuse, where do they grow up in the system?
Yeah,
you don't think they suffer from PTSD? You don't think that stunts their growth? I mean,
a lot of molesters were molested.
Yeah,
so. They carry out that act.
But it's like, you're right. I agree. We should be encouraging women to come out right then and there. But what are we doing as a country? We're scrutinizing them. We're still appointing people that. So why are women going to want to come out when they're like, oh God?
This is why you're 1,000% right. Because you're telling this is the cognitive dissonance and all it is. You're telling women to come out and
tell their story.
Tell their story right when it happens. But then the moment it does happen, they come out and tell, we're like, oh, she's lying, this bitch lying because I fuck with that guy.
And I think men don't understand women.
That happens now and later though, right?
Sure. What do you mean?
Like to what Curtis was saying, if it happens, you're right. You're 1,000% right. Don't get me wrong, I want to make sure that we go through due process and that we don't accuse the guy. That's why I say allegedly. Let's go through evidence. But right now, when it comes to Brett Kavanaugh, and you're saying you don't want the FBI to go back and investigate this. She's saying she does. That makes you look mad suspicious.
But we just took out the innocent until proven guilty and just labeled it innocent. We did not understand the until proven guilty. Nobody's letting him be proven guilty.
What's the solution to that specific situation?
No, and that's what I'm trying to say. There is no solution, but here's the thing. If someone got raped,
particular case,
I'm just saying in general, if someone got raped yesterday and they came out with it today, people are still not going to take it seriously.
Yeah.
If someone got raped 10 years ago and came out with it today, people are still, unfortunately, no, the solution isn't to fix when women should come out of it. The solution is just stop fucking doing it. Yeah. That's what the solution is. It shouldn't be, let's fix when women confess to it and open up about it.
The shitty thing about that, though, is that's just not a solution.
No, it's not a solution.
Savages out there.
It's crazy to say, but it's also human.
Yeah.
You're telling that's exactly right, because you're asking what's the solution to letting women open up about it? What's the solution for someone overcoming trauma?
Yeah, I mean, to speak to what Curtis is saying,
I think there's a lot though.
But it takes time.
Yeah,
you don't you get in a car accident and your parents die, so the next day I should be fine. No, it takes time. Just like something like that happening, I don't think women come out of it feeling like I need to tell someone. They come out of it feeling shameful.
They're embarrassed,
regardless of whether it was your fault or it's not their fault.
That is true.
But you feel shameless.
I wonder what the phases are. Of like,
I feel like
I don't think there's a
know, but
I think it's just denial. So, I think there is no phase, but
I feel
denial.
like it's like a I can't believe this happened. Why did this happen to me?
Yeah,
anger, shame,
blame,
and then I also feel like girls also think like, is it my fault? Like, did I come off provocative? Like,
I think they only think that way though because they're looking through somebody else's eyes.
Yeah,
I don't think they're coming
like,
from themselves.
Man, I don't care. I
feel like that's why they're so scared though.
I don't care if a chick is butt ass naked running down the street. I'm not. I don't think that's not an excuse to just grab a chick and have your way.
But it's so scary though because like
I would say put some fucking clothes on, but like you know what I'm saying, like that's not a reason to go out of your way.
What's scary though is that I see those guys all the time, like. We go out on the weekends and we see those guys that would do some shit.
We had Sunday when we was talking about how like there's dudes when I used to go to clubs, there would be dudes who a girl would walk by and they'd sneakily grab her ass.
Curtis had a lot to say about that.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah, because see how mad you're getting?
Yeah, I don't like that.
You're right in getting mad because that is the corniest thing you can fucking do.
Yeah, that's like you're like step one of a rapist.
Basically. Yeah.
And I'm gonna punch you in your fucking mouth.
That is assault.
That's
assault.
Mm-hmm.
Though, like technically, isn't it?
But that's what the issue is. Sometimes these aren't escalating to rape. It's just we need to nip it in the bud at assault. You can't let it escalate to rape.
But you know what? I feel like it starts from the seed. You gotta teach.
Some of
You
it.
gotta teach
Yeah.
kids.
But you gotta, that's what I was about to
Yeah.
say. What you gotta do is also, like, if you would have, first, I don't think I hang out with anybody who would do that, thank God. But, like, if you see a
better
dude,
not. Said you better not.
I'm saying not, yeah. But what I am gonna say
Well, we
is,
did hear of
like,
someone this weekend.
Who's
Wait, who?
grabbing some ass?
Who?
No, I'm not going to say the name.
Say it.
Yeah, we're not going to mention
okay.
names. We're not going to.
I don't
Yeah.
know him.
Yeah,
So
nah.
I'm gonna say his name.
We do. No,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm just starting drama, but
I mean, I do it to you, but that doesn't count to me.
What?
but no,
You
real
can't
shit,
accuse me.
real shit though, like that's if I did have a friend who did that, or even if you see somebody doing that, be like, bro,
We're
you
not
look like
having
a cornball. Like you gotta call them out.
I don't think I have the restraint to even say that.
I just don't know. Like, if you have a friend like that, doesn't that make y'all look bad
It
too?
makes you look bad
the
as a
entire
unit.
group look bad as a unit.
You gotta
That's
yes, you have
stupid.
me and
That's
Chris
like
always
having
be
a
saying
creepy
that shit.
friend.
You have to move. If you got a unit, a good team, all of y'all gotta move and as one.
Yep.
Because-
you ain't gotta
yeah.
have the same thoughts.
Yo,
Everybody
Like a
one
pack of
person,
wolves.
real shit.
Yeah.
One person fucks it up, they'll be like, "Oh, you rock with him? That's who you run with."
Yeah.
Word.
Especially with girls. Girls would be super quick with that.
I mean, but
That's why I always say, "Yo,
they
that
are.
ain't me, bro."
Like a
but-
creep. If you have a
but-
creepy friend, like girls tend to
and
hesitate
it's,
against
and it's
that
vice
group.
versa with dudes do that with girls. Like they'll be like, "Oh, that one chick is a huge whore."
Yeah.
Oh, so all of you guys are huge whores, and it's
Hey,
like that's
birds
not.
of a
it
feather
should-
do flock together. Shit.
I mean, I don't know how true that statement
man,
is.
I don't give a fuck.
It kinda
Because
is.
there's
They
certain-
said
well, I
Whitney
mean,
smoked
to
crack for
an
over 20
extent,
years.
to an extent, yeah. But then it's like I see people hanging out, like because I've hung out with people who are just
But I feel like that's only said like when girls like I don't know if it's like that in the girl community. I feel like that's only really said like when one of the girls, if she was in the group, if she's shunned, or if it's already a girl that's kind of like being around a lot of guys, and then y'all notice.
Yeah, and everybody has that friend that you're just like, oh god, she's at it again. Like
She's a
we
hoe.
have the eye rolls, and the.
Why are y'all friends with them?
Why are you guys friends with some creeps that are in the group? And I will say, you
I'm
guys.
not who.
All right.
We're not
yo,
naming
yeah,
shout
yeah,
out
yeah.
names.
Yo, hold up.
I'm
not,
just-
not
all
over
I'm
these
saying-
airwaves.
What's it?
Not over these airwaves.
Don't say nothing.
I've always associated acquaintances and friends to be very different.
Girls do that too. We're
Oh.
just naturally as human beings, we're just more emotional towards each
Yeah,
other.
you
But
are.
we do that.
Y'all care
Do you
more.
think that those girls are the ones that kick it with them 24/7 or like have the girls' nights with them? No, they're the fun ones to go out with. Just like you enjoy the creeps to go out with because they know where the
I
scene
don't.
is.
Nah.
I don't, well,
So
hold
first
on.
of all,
we got to
Sumi,
differentiate.
don't
So
bulk
let's
us together.
differentiate between creeps and then people not being self-aware. I want to do that.
Okay.
'Cause-
wait. Actually, I want to hear this because
Well,
I want to know the difference.
Because no. Because there's like two names that come to mind. And you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. When it comes no.
Oh my God.
No,
Hold on,
'cause
I
don't
gotta
wanna
hear
put
this
people's business
shit.
out there. But when it comes to not being self-aware, it's you reel them in. Good for you. But then after a while, you're talking to them. You should be able to take the social cue
Yeah.
that they're not interested. All right. Creep to me is, damn, ass fat. Let me grab it, then walk away.
That's not a creep to me. That's a rapist. A creep to me is like
Stares for 20 minutes.
yeah,
That's
or
creepy.
That's
too.
creepy.
I don't know if
or like those ones who kind of like get behind, like when a girl is ordering or something or just with her friends and he just like
Yeah.
slithers.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you being fucking weird, bro. Like,
But what
just
I'm
staying
saying
with
is-
your homies and
This is all I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, everybody has those friends. Those are called drinking buddies. They're not the friends that you see the girls putting in their. Like, because all my friends are getting married now, so I'm just thinking of it in this way. But like putting them in their wedding party or inviting them to what they're the friends that they enjoy going out with because I haven't been out in a minute. She always goes out. I'm gonna go out with her because she knows where to go.
okay.
It's those friends.
That's true.
I
That's
just
true.
recently met a girl who did that same exact scenario that Sumi just said, so I agree with that.
I
So,
do that too.
Bottom
I do
line, though.
that.
So, what's the difference
you
between being
don't.
a creep and being
Tris.
unaware?
No, she doesn't.
No, what? What'd you do?
I'm trying to get you in
We
trouble.
each have company that we're like, should you really be with them?
Okay, but all right. What's bottom line? What is the difference between being unaware and a creep?
Know your limitations.
Unaware is definitely when you're conversing with somebody and you can't take the hint. I like Curtis's definition of a creep though, like staring for an uncomfortable
You're
amount
just-
of time.
you're
It's okay to
just-
look. Every guy
You're a
looks.
social misfit. Like
You're
most social misfits are creeps, especially
Yeah,
the dudes. And then don't let your dick get hard. You can't even think then.
Yeah, they're like predators.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
predators.
They're just the guys that, I mean, they honestly make you get goosebumps. You're like, oh, I don't like the way he
They make the
looks
guys
and
get
all.
goosebumps too, though. We're just
they
sitting
do.
there. Yeah.
But that's why I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
it
I'm
stems
sure.
back to childhood. Like you gotta. Most creeps like that are dudes who I'm only speaking from guys. There's some girl creeps too, but I'm only speaking from a guy's perspective. They don't talk to girls on the normal, like
Right.
further past sex or
Yeah.
But you know what I would say? It's not even just that. Sometimes men and women too are raised to believe that you are always going to have sense of entitlement. So it's
What
not
do you
even
mean?
that they're both people who appear to be they're just it's a sense of entitlement.
yeah. of course. I feel like that's
Well, I
everybody.
mean, what do you mean by entitled? Like, I'm trying.
No, I know
I
what
want
you
you to
mean.
elaborate.
I understand
Like,
that.
I'm
I
trying to-
understand that in men, but
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, just
I
that's
mean,
why
I'm
I
saying
want to
men.
elaborate.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I think
It's
women
both.
too.
Like
yeah,
entitlement.
It's
Buzz,
All right,
definitely
but
both.
entitlement in what type of way? That's
like
what I'm trying
I can have that if I want it.
to-
It's
Oh,
ego.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
But women are like that too, because there are women that are like, what do you mean he's not into me? Like that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
sense
You're right.
of entitlement.
You're right.
Yeah,
That
okay.
is a,
All
I feel
right.
like 90%
I threw
of
it
people are
back
like that.
at him and he still didn't want it. And it's like, okay, but bitch, why do you really need him to have
And
you?
that
Like,
nigga's not a mind reader.
right.
so
but
funny,
but
though.
same
Looking at him doesn't
but
mean
same with
anything.
guys who are like get pissed if a girl doesn't want to get with him. Well,
that's
fuck you
cool.
anyway. I
You know
didn't
what's
want to
funny
get with
about
you.
that,
It's
though?
like,
Testosterone
well,
takes over.
I've never understood, bro. Just take that L.
you know what's funny
Right,
about that to
everybody
me?
gets
Some people can't
curved,
do it,
bro.
man.
Like,
I
just
feel
take
like
that
I
L.
feel like to me, like when it comes to girls, that entitlement, that's just called the chase. But when it comes to dudes, that's just you being straight up creepy. Like you're just
that's
There's lines here and there.
nothing is black and white, but it's a sense of just understanding. Like when you know, like the person's not into you, walk away. Just walk away.
Yeah, take that
Yeah.
out. It's okay.
Yeah, like you said, some people just can't take rejection, bro.
I don't. That's weird. It's a weird quality to not like. You get rejected in every form of life. Like if at your job, you bring up an idea. Someone's like, "Nah, nigga, that's stupid." What do? You're like,
Yes,
all right.
that's
You-
exactly
you
what
know
my
what?
boss
They don't
said
say nah, my
anytime I have
nigga,
a
but
new
like you know what I
idea.
mean. Like they'll just be like, well, I think we'll go in another direction. Like they're passive aggressive with it, but like
Yeah, but that also depends on what you hold as importance in your life too. So
Yeah.
so
yeah.
some people
I
it's
feel like
all
it stems back to
for some people it is all about social interaction and
Yeah.
and all of that.
because like some people honestly,
Okay, I got enough friends. Like,
well, but sometimes it's the opposite. Some people thrive at a career and a job and they don't
Yeah.
face rejection, but in a social world, that's probably what they face because sometimes they don't realize like this person is a successful person. It's all about first impression on appearances. So when you look at somebody and they're getting rejected,
I agree
oh
with
my
that.
God, I've never been rejected at work before. That's why I make all this money.
Lord of mercy, I've been rejected so many goddamn times.
I like that idea.
But
of-
it builds character.
It does. It does. It does.
Oh yeah, hell
It
yeah,
does.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
why
like
I'm
that
such
idea
a-
of successful though. Like, because some people feel rejected in so many different ways when it comes to success. Because some people see success in different ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They might see it in physically. They might see it mentally. They might see it financially.
Yep.
Some
So,
people
I agree.
literally like people, and I would argue that who are married with families and live a comfortable life, not
Yeah.
super extravagant, not going out but comfortable, they would consider themselves successful. People who have a nice car, make good money, buy the new Yeezys anytime they come out. I'm just saying, like
They would
to them that I'm successful,
That's
but
what-
I don't
yeah.
have a significant other, and I'm not on the track of getting
That's
married with kids.
That's what's beautiful about life. It is really subjective. What's
Yep.
dope to somebody
There's so many
is
different avenues.
completely whacked. It's like somebody. Let's just
Yes.
take people who live in New York
Agreed.
City who have wanted to live in New York their entire lives. To them, a brownstone in gentrified Brooklyn is the apex.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about a family. They just want that brownstone.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas some people, you may live in New York City, but you're like, you know what? I want to start a family. Let's move. And I'm making a good amount of money. I got a wife or I have a husband. Let's move to Connecticut and build a home there.
You don't
Yeah.
have a husband.
Sumi, why do you
I'm
keep
just
saying
Me
that?
and Cassie. No, I just
keep
love
saying that.
I was like, what are you
She's been
talking
saying
about?
that this entire week, bro.
Cassie and I have been saying that because of the movie Bridesmaid, where she just goes, "You don't have a husband."
That's
so now
funny.
my excuse for
That's
everything, like
funny.
I can't fucking open the cocktail shrimp. Well, it's because you don't have a husband. Sue me.
That's funny.
Speaking of husbands, Carter 5.
Speaking of trash,
No, bro.
Yeah,
I
so we
need.
got to break this down. I didn't listen to it So I
We
don't even think I
listen.
could.
All right,
give you
we're
an
not even
opinion.
going to break down the Carter 5 specifically. Let's
Specifically.
just see me. I'm talking.
So everybody,
They're talking.
for
I'm just-
everybody who's heard it though, what did you hear it, Curtis?
Nah, he ain't
Do it
listening.
look like I listened to that?
Nah, he ain't listening to it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say
Fucking
this. I'm gonna
Demon
say this. I'm gonna
College
go on
shit.
my little spiel for a little bit.
Oh man,
I
I,
think-
hope you get famous, and I hope people come back to this podcast.
That's fine.
So I'm gonna say
be
this.
a rotten tree stump by the time that happens.
I'm gonna say this about the album. If you like Wayne in any like time, you can go back to the album and you will find at least 2 or 3 songs that you will fuck with
I
hardcore.
only want the songs. I only want the songs of that time
Nah,
to
bro.
stay with that memory of my age.
See,
then.
but at the
That's
same
it.
time, this album, like I'll say this, like this album,
No,
it
bro.
dates back, bro. I'm telling you, he brings some shit back that you'll be like,
I'm
wow.
done with Wayne.
But all right, bro.
I'm over fucking
You still haven't
Wayne.
listened to the Drake album though,
I know Drake shit is fire.
It
though.
is. It's
Bro,
great.
I'm saying-
That's the
Dark.
difference. I know Drake
bro. I'm telling you.
shit. No.
I'm telling you. All right, first of all, I want to
This
say
nigga's
this.
whole
The
promo
internet,
was just garbage.
the internet doesn't lie, bro. The internet does.
I mean,
it
his
doesn't
promo
lie.
was garbage.
I mean, which one?
The one where on IG where he walking through the studio and walking upstairs and sitting on his couch. I really put everything into this.
Oh, that's a documentary.
I love you. That's just trash.
Because he made a documentary.
Cut your
He makes a
fucking
documentary
hair.
every album.
Cut your goddamn hair.
Bro, all right, so what
I'm
was I
tired
gonna
of
say?
him, bro.
What am I gonna say?
He,
The
he,
internet-
he
the-
just turned into this punchline, just punchy.
Bro, he's been a punchline rapper.
Nah, man,
But
not
at the s-
Carter 2. Carter 2, he's always strung.
And at the same time, I'm gonna say this: in this album, he's not even on that punchline shit. He is not. I swear to God. I swear to you. I just need you to listen to
Chris,
it.
you gonna fight me on this one?
Yes, bro. Like,
I thought
any
it was
other
really
rapper?
good. One of the things, like I was kind of like not as excited
Man? How long
about
have you
it.
been listening to Wayne, Sumi? Little Wayne. I'm talking about really listening.
I was actually asking you that. Was it middle school era that
That's
was
when he like
we?
first got his start. Like, yeah.
Well, because no, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about it this morning because I was like, has it been middle school or high school? And Drish was like, well, he got really big in high school. I was like, I know that, but was it middle school? Is when we first heard him. It was middle school, right?
I've grown a personal attachment to him because I've been listening since the Squad Up mixtapes.
See,
Yeah,
but I
I
feel
was
like
in elementary school the
you
first
know
time
what-
I heard
Yeah,
one.
You know what
I
the
heard
reason?
him in 5th grade.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that far back. Probably
I've
middle
listened to
school.
him for a
I'd say
minute,
middle
too.
school.
He's just a completely different person, and he sucks to me.
See, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this: like a lot of Wayne fans, like old Wayne fans, like they probably won't listen to this like right away because they're just like they're scared of being hurt again. That's really
Yeah,
what
I
I feel
mean,
like.
maybe
They're
that
scared
is
of being
what
hurt.
I do
Maybe
want to
I'm
say
traumatized.
Driss said the most hyperbolic thing.
I think it's better than
earlier
Travis Scott's
today.
album.
Yeah, that was the statement.
Because Travis's album is just turned up. He has no personality to back
We
it
need
up.
that.
See, that's what I'm saying though.
But
Like,
no,
what we need.
first off,
Wayne-
the production in that is so incredible.
See, but
that I
that's
don't
just-
need lyrics.
I heard the production was trash, though. That's one specific thing I heard.
Okay,
Really?
let's not
No,
talk about
Wayne's-
what we
the
heard
songs
and
that-
let's listen to it and
Yeah,
then
come
think
on
what
now.
we heard.
the songs that they played me,
Because-
I thought the production was solid.
it's pretty good. I'm gonna say this though, like you're coming at you're judging this album based off like
Reviews
you're saying
that
Travis.
you're
If you're saying
hearing.
Travis's album's better, that's not coming from a rap perspective. That's
judging
just coming
this
from a
album
sound perspective.
Yeah.
Off of his
Yeah.
past
All right,
projects
so that's cool.
and
But I'm
past music,
saying-
and
I'm
I don't like
sonically,
it.
yeah.
But you haven't listened to it. You can't
Yeah,
judge
you
it.
can't.
So y'all tell whoa. So y'all telling me I can't judge something because the previous shit was bad.
Yeah, I'm
But it's not a Carter.
on your side though. Here's the thing: if it's been a decade since you've dropped a project that anyone considers to be,
You're going to be skeptical.
remotely- yeah, exactly.
But you can't choose not to listen to it and then have
I
your
never
mind
said I
made
wasn't
up.
going. I mean, of course, I'm going to listen to it.
I know
and
you
I
are.
know I'm
I
going
know
to be
you are.
disappointed. But I'm just saying,
I don't think you're
I'm
gonna be
not looking
disappointed.
forward to
But
it.
should
I'm
you go
pretty
into
sure it's gonna be-
should you go into it with that mindset?
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I'm
going to
saying.
go into it no matter what.
See, I went
Yeah.
into it with that mindset. I swear to God, I
and you've
did.
been proven wrong.
Yes, I went into it with that mindset. Like, all right, here we go.
See, this is what's
This is what I did. I went through it.
Okay.
I went on the internet and I looked it up. I was like, all right, I'm about to play it, but I want to see what niggas are saying about it right now.
But it's
I was
new,
scared.
man. Just like Alpha be saying,
Bro, they
I need to
shitted on his stuff, bro. On the internet before, if he dropped something, like, what was his past mixtape that he dropped? The Draw 4 or some shit?
the draw.
Yeah, he dropped
no.
or no,
I don't know.
it was like he dropped another mixtape like a couple months back, but it was trash.
Mm.
It was trash.
It was trash.
It was trash, and the internet let him know like right away. The
Yeah.
ratings were ass, but this like I saw the ratings.
So
from
this
the
is
get-
an Eminem comeback story right here.
he reclaimed his shit, bro. I swear to God.
Maybe it's just me. I don't
Scouts honor, bro.
maybe it's just this because I still haven't even gotten to Eminem's album. I don't think I want to
listen to M's album.
You know,
I like it.
It's nice.
I don't think I want to listen to niggas from yesteryear anymore.
Thank you, man. I think that's the wave that I'm
maybe
on.
that's just getting to the point.
Nigga.
Like
Because them niggas ain't rapping about nothing new.
But this,
and I'll also say this.
I'm gonna listen to it.
I also
want to
say this.
Are
though.
new rappers rapping about new stuff?
Jay-Z's rapping about new shit.
Yeah,
this nigga,
Wayne's talking
Yeah,
about
that's true.
fucking bitches. From the song
Nas
that I
is
heard,
rapping about new shit.
From the
No,
song
no,
he's
no,
rapping
not.
about, yeah.
I'm
They're
gonna
on
cut
the
you off.
same shit.
Not in this album. No.
Okay, or that's well. I'm saying
In this
I was
album,
gonna
he's
say from the
talking
songs
about-
that I heard, he said bitch, whore, bitch.
But that's
Yeah.
Wayne.
that's the first
I
half of the
understand.
That's the first half of the album. Though.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
I swear to God.
That's the
No,
surface
it
of
has
I
like
wanna-
25
like-
songs on it, bro.
Like to
Yeah,
Curtis's,
I'm really not- I'm not
to
doing
Curtis's
that.
point.
I'm not gonna make it.
Listen
Nas,
from 16
Nas
and
will talk
down.
about like that Life is Good album by Nas is so incredible, so underrated because he's talking about his daughters, he's talking about his family,
his life
Jay is the
moving
same
on,
way.
new things going
so
on.
if you are an older rapper, rap about shit that's going on.
See,
That's
but
that's
at
in
the
your
same
life.
I
time-
can agree with
But at the
that.
same
I
time, you're saying this without even listening to the niggas' album.
Sure. But I mean, just I'm going
But
off
he's
of the,
talking about his suicide.
Yeah,
okay,
he's
well,
talking
that's
about-
great. That's
He's
awesome.
talking about
When I
getting
get to the
shot and
album, I
stuff.
want to
I
hear
am
that.
gonna
Yeah.
listen and dissect it. I am.
But I
Yeah,
don't
I
want
want
the
to.
reason
I
I'm
want
getting
that.
tired of niggas from yesteryear is because if you're gonna be rapping about bitch, hoe, shit, all of this shit, keep that sound in 05. Let
Thank
the
you.
young kids do that.
I'll-
That's what they're actually going through. They're actually going through that. You're not. You're a grown ass man with a
So
family,
Thank
bro.
the
you.
I don't hear you talking
headline,
about
the
bitches.
headline for this album, it says where mischief and maturity intersect. Like that's literally
He's
how
a
they.
whole 38
I do
years
like
old.
that. I like
But
that.
it's Wayne. It's
I
Wayne that we're talking
love
about.
the title, but he's a whole 35
I just want to see.
years old.
I
Well,
think
then,
what
all
it
right,
is.
well, it's not even about age because Drake.
It is to me.
Well, Drake is
Man.
32, but if you're living that life, which is I'm assuming this is what Drake is living, that
Damn, that
life.
nigga young.
But this
Yeah.
man was a fucking
Wayne's not
rock
that much,
star.
Wayne's not that much older than Drake.
You gotta
He's only
remember,
4
this
years old.
man Wayne was a fucking rock star, so his life is completely different. Like than
But
all these
see,
niggas.
I think I just see it from my overview, far as like, because my favorite rapper is Nas, Mos Def. Those are my top two all time.
Mos Def.
And I've seen them. I like to see if you're about to be 50, if you're 40 and up or about to be 40, I just feel like your whole swag, your whole persona, everything about you should be like grown.
I agree. No,
You feel me? Like
I definitely agree
from
with
your
that.
dressing to all of that. I don't want to see. You're not gonna see Jay wearing the same. I mean, well, Jay is just not in touch with shit like that.
Yeah.
First of
Yeah.
all, fashion. And
I think
all that.
he. Oh, not fashion, no.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
If
he's in touch with the
like,
culture.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Or somebody like that's why Nas is still, because I haven't seen Nas start.
Yeah.
But I grew up on him so like damn near a dad to me. I've seen him go through that like big hoodie, hard rap to like Alf was saying. You
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it in the progression of each album.
See, but I'm not defending this man Wayne because he definitely dresses the same. He still got like the tree stump forehead. I seen it all.
But I would,
what were
I
you
would,
saying?
well, I was gonna say, I 100% agree with you on that. I just think music does, if your music can change, it doesn't really matter. I'm not saying his music changed. I agree with you because, for example, like Wiz's new album, like
Yeah.
I didn't like it because
Yeah.
I felt like I grew
You
out of
outgrew it.
Wiz.
Yeah.
I did because
Yeah.
he wasn't singing about anything different.
See,
So
I agree with that music tip wise, but I like Wiz far as like how he's growing.
Yeah, as a person.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
let's talk about music then. Let's let
If we're just talking about music, that's fine.
Let's
but I can't look at it
eliminate-
like that.
well, but that's not giving credit where it's due.
actually,
You're kind of
then
adding
let's-
too many
then how
factors
about-
into
how about-
talent.
That's
If
just the
we're-
way
if
I
we're-
view it, though.
But I view it as you can separate an artist and their music, and then it does collide.
can.
I
You
agree,
can.
but that's
don't
where I
like to,
don't.
though.
But I don't think you're giving justice then to their talent the way you should. It should be their raw talent that you're focusing on, and that's what we're talking about.
Let's talk about Wayne in this instance then, because I don't think he's grown.
But your
I don't think he's grown from a music standpoint or even maturity wise. Because like
That's what I. But I mean, yeah. But your personal life is if that's your music, then you can't separate.
Right,
it.
but I just say, I mean, but Wiz didn't rap about anything different than what we heard 10 years ago.
So
in
I'm gonna
his new
say
album.
I'm not
Oh
defending
no,
Wayne.
I don't listen to Wiz now either.
Right, but that's
Yeah,
what
me
I'm
neither.
saying. Like, I
But
agree
that's
with
why I
you.
just said I just like Wiz as just him. I don't
As a
like him in
person.
the whole, like the whole package. I'm
Yeah.
done with the with his
About
new
the
shit.
smoker rap.
Yeah,
but
I'm out
I'm
of
not
that, too.
defending.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
going to defend Wayne about like how he's living his life right now. But I'm gonna say this: like he's been like, when was the last time he actually dropped like a cohesive project? You know what I'm saying? What the hell has he been
08?
doing? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but this
I mean,
whole time
but
he hasn't been in the
to be on his
media.
side too, that
He hasn't
motherfucker
been
been going through some shit.
Yeah,
Sure.
and he hasn't been in the media. He hasn't been really
So-
doing shit. All you
so
hear is about
I
him
think
and
he could've.
Bert. Exactly.
How
So
about we talk about this though? Because when you're saying talk about cohesiveness or we're talking about Wayne in general, him being relevant 10 years ago was his last relevant project. I want to talk about his legacy now.
yeah, okay.
Wayne was that nigga, boy.
So for me,
He
he had
was
the
for
best
us.
5-year run out of any rapper
Whoa,
in
that was
history.
way more than 5 years.
When I'm saying 04 to 09, those 4 years, he was the
What
most
was 09?
dominant.
Carter 3?
09 was swag. No,
No, Carter 3 is what?
Oh, wait.
08,
that was
2008.
2008 was Carter 3. 09.
Yeah.
09 was when he dropped No Ceilings.
Yeah.
When
Yup.
No
Yeah, that
Bro,
was-
no sin. Oh,
Oh,
No
my
Ceilings
God,
dropped. That was the apex of his career.
That was the pinnacle.
Yeah, and then I think he
Lord.
felt he hasn't touched that.
But-
that's why I said 04. 04 was the Carter 2, I believe.
Thank God. Bashir's
but
here.
the thing is,
That I
yeah,
could
but-
talk to him about the album because
but
he
the-
listened to it.
But the thing is, it goes back to what Misumi was talking about. I liked it. I always say
Liked it,
liked it, yeah. I liked it.
I liked Wayne's whole pack. Pause. His whole package back then. Like, I liked the way he talked. I liked the way he dressed. I liked the way he was in interviews. His music was fire. That's what it was a chain reaction.
But
like,
is
you
it
could not
is
fuck
it
with him.
does it throw you off that he's still dressed like it's 05 or 06?
Yes, he looked worse. I feel
Yeah.
like that. No, who looks like
I mean,
that?
he realistically, I'm not gonna like. This is me. This is
agree.
Wayne. He's a washed up rock star, bro. Like that's really
He's a
really
washed
it.
up bum.
He's a
So he's
Thank you,
Mick,
bro.
he's Mick Jagger.
yeah.
He looks like Mick Jagger.
Yeah, he's a washed up rock star, bro. Like that's Wayne, bro. He had a crazy fucking run, bro. That shit wears you out. That's why he put out trash for the past like 7 years.
Let's get back to his legacy. Well, actually, no, Bashir's here now.
Yo, but shit, what did you think about
So
that?
yeah,
album?
liked
let's
it.
ask for his opinion.
I mean, I didn't listen to it.
You
at
liked
all.
it?
I liked it twice, but I only
Fresh
got
fade, you
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yuck.
Is that what made you so late, bro? You just getting your hair cut?
Yeah, I was getting my hair cut at 7:00 at night p.m. I got my phone.
I didn't realize it took 2 hours.
Nah, but
I got to the Kendrick part. I was just listening to it on the way here.
Mona Lisa?
That shit is fire.
bro.
Oh man.
Mona
Wait
Lisa
till
is
you
a
get
good
towards the-
song. Mona
I
Lisa.
didn't like the
Kendrick
first.
on it?
Yes,
Yeah,
Kendrick, yes.
I didn't
He
even
had
like the first
Ashanti on
half.
it too.
Was that Ashanti?
He has a shot in the-
Yeah, the second song.
Manny Fresh produced it.
The second
I
song
read
was
it. Yeah,
the
so-
second song had X in it, bro.
Yeah.
Sing that.
Yeah, Chris told me that sounded like it was super sad and shit.
It
Oh
made
my!
it already tear it up a little
There's a lot
bit.
That
of sad
song and
shit.
the very last
some
song
sad
was the
shit.
saddest because the very last song was about him actually talking about his suicide.
See, that's a little bit of
attempting.
growth. That's what I want to hear. So, again, his legacy. We're talking about most dominant 5-year run out of any rapper. See,
I don't see nobody.
Drake has had the longest run out of any rapper.
I feel like Drake took the blueprint. That's what I give Wayne. He took the blueprint from Wayne.
From
we
Wayne.
have to give Wayne credit for, I mean,
Everything.
arguably the greatest, one of the numbers wise, the greatest female rapper ever.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
And
oh,
then you
yeah.
have to talk about handling
Wayne-
the career of the rapper who lasted,
I
who's had
feel
the longest run in hip hop history.
I feel like Wayne
Drake,
just
you're
really
talking about.
really
Okay.
popped so long because he could literally he was talented enough to like rap the hardest shit.
Yep.
To where the niggas was like, and then rap the softest shit that niggas didn't mind singing.
That's
Yeah.
low-key what he has on this album.
Well, he's talking
We're
about,
not talking
yeah.
about. We talking about legacy.
But you know what? What the fuck is going on? Is there going to be like a Young Money reunion or some shit? Tyga's popping off now.
Oh, you're right.
I
Nicki
think
and Drake
Nicki
are
just
still
dropped
out
the
there.
album. I mean, she's
Nicki Wash, that bitch is
What's
bitter.
gonna go?
but she's
doing?
still Nicki Minaj though.
What's Gutta
better.
doing?
Gutta Gutta still
Gutta.
in Wayne's basement or something. Like,
he's Gutta doing the same thing he did a decade ago.
yeah,
He's
bro.
actually,
He said, "Gutta." Hey, you remember the cartoon that they used to do with him?
I'm Gutta. I'm Gutta.
He used to talk like a Pokemon, bro.
Gutta.
They be like, go to the refrigerator. He be like, Gutta. He used to have me die.
Nah, bro. I feel, but Gutta Gutta was good for like a good
I like Gutta
verse
for,
or
like-
two.
What mixtapes was he in? He was in. I can't remember the name of the mixtapes, but he had like 2 mixtapes that was fire.
What's Mac Main doing though?
Mac
Mac
Man was
Man.
fire back in the day.
Mac Main had some hard shit.
One of them is our president.
Oh, what was it? What was
Mac
it?
Main
I don't
is-
like the
What?
look
Mac
at
Main's
this.
the
Was that
president? I
Mac
don't
Man?
like the
That's
look
Mac.
Was that, was
That's
that Mac
Mac.
Man?
That's Mac.
Yeah,
That
it
shit.
was incredible.
Yeah.
I like that. Dick Pleaser.
Okay.
That shit was
Oh,
hard.
yeah, that shit was
But
hard.
to
That
stay
shit was
on-
hard.
To stay on top of it for a little bit,
killed
I
that
want to know
whole
where
shit.
you guys have Wayne in your all-time list of rappers.
This is
personal.
gonna sound crazy.
I want to hear
This
it.
is gonna sound
I wanna
crazy.
hear
Let's
it.
go in order. Let's start with Kurt.
I think you gotta die a legend, bro.
Wow, this is a really different. Okay, stop right
Hey.
there. Ooh, stop right. Ooh,
But that's a
ooh,
whole
ooh,
nother-
ooh.
that's
Hold
a
on,
whole
hold on,
nother
stop,
conversation,
Stop
'cause
right. Stop right there.
Think
You're
you gotta
right.
die a
Hold on.
legend.
All right, so we're gonna get back to that because
I like that. I like that.
But yeah, I'm sorry, mine was a long.
You were watching.
Yeah, but so where do you have him in your of greatest rappers? Your arsenal of greatest rappers.
Can't.
Okay, all right.
I can't.
Bashir, what about
That
you?
goes to my comment. Like,
Yeah.
I can't.
What about you?
Well,
Legend wise, do you think he's top 20, top 15,
nah,
top 10?
I think he should be in our generation. He should be in our top fives.
I'm not talking. I'm saying ever.
Yeah,
I'ma
I think
put
he
him
should
So
be
from
top five.
1970 on,
Yeah.
73 on.
I only said that to see Drew's face.
So you're saying,
He's top five.
Top five ever?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, I would
I'm not mad.
yeah.
I would put him top 15.
I put him
15.
top 20.
So when you say top 15, I'm thinking you're putting him at 14.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds
I would
like.
put him at 20.
I was
would
actually,
probably, I would probably put him anywhere
bruh.
between
you get-
10 and 15.
I'm
You
going to
know
answer
what?
before you guys negate what I say.
go ahead.
Top 10 because I don't
That's
know
fine.
as in
That's
depth as
fine.
you
Okay.
guys, and
I
I know
was
if I
talking to,
start voting after.
I agree with
you.
you.
Have
There you
him
go.
in the Lex.
I was-
That's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily the lyrics or it's a
I'm
it's a
thinking
memories
dominant. I'm
thing
thinking
though.
that's what I mean by dominance. It's
Like we
You're-
grew
you
thinking
up with
dominance?
this nigga.
it's
Yeah.
no.
It's
My
different.
thing is like my thing is it's I bring up I'm talking about lyrics or anything. I'm saying how big of an impact did you have on music for 5 years?
Yeah, nigga,
He's
you
the
ran-
most dominant rapper
you
in the
ran
game.
by like
And you
middle
gonna put him at
school,
14?
beginning of high school years.
So
Sometimes
Just,
I think
I want to get where you have his list at.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
this. Me and Curtis were talking about this earlier this week. I was telling him that I don't even have Tupac and Biggie in my fucking
Yeah, that's
top
what I'm saying.
10.
That's
I
I
don't
don't
our
have 'em.
generation.
I don't have 'em.
and I'm not mad at that.
Okay, cool.
I hate when people just throw
I
them
really
in there.
don't.
It's like y'all didn't listen.
I
to
hate
these
when
niggas.
cats do that
I
shit.
don't. I honestly
They're
got
not
And I
like,
hate when people say I grew up with. There's a difference.
Stupid cats.
There's
don't
a
like
difference.
Biggie.
I know people can go back on a catalog. You can. It's nothing like growing up with something versus going back on a catalog. Like me going back on Nas's music.
Not the same thing.
Like I went back on his catalog of like 19. I mean, he dropped his first shit in 91. I'm
4.
1 years. Was it 90? He dropped his
First
first.
album.
Well,
I don't know
I'm
about
talking about his
mixtapes.
mixtape.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Live at the Barbecue was
92, I
It
think.
was like 91, 92.
Were you born in
Yeah.
89?
No,
Nah,
he was born in
I'm
90.
But
Yeah, you just-
I was fucking 1 year old when this nigga was just starting to flame. Like,
Yeah.
come on. I don't know nothing like that. I didn't start getting his music till I was like 14, 15, and I'm going back. Versus somebody who's my age now, who we riding with now, let's say Dom.
Full
Yeah.
Like,
like
we growing
You
up with
grow up
Dom.
with him.
So 50 years from now, they looking at Dom like, man, this... they went back and like, bro, Dom is hard. It's like, nah, you don't know Dom like I know Dom. I
Right.
don't care if you listen to all his shit.
we can
That's
say
how these
that-
old cats is with Biggie and Pop.
We can say that with everyone that's up right now.
These cats was
Beyonce,
30 years old living with Biggie
Drake.
and Pop.
I've said this
rapping.
before. I
Wayne.
said this before when we talked because you brought up Dom. I brought it up to my little brother. He was like, "I don't know what you see in this dude."
that
This
hurts.
is like-
Oh,
this is-
I'd
what is
probably
real?
punch him, bro.
I can't get
Your
out of
dick
it.
shriveled.
He's a whole 9 years, 8 years younger, 8 and a half
Yeah,
years younger.
that's
than me. So it's
that's
like,
a generation,
Damn,
bro.
bro.
That's what I'm saying. So how can you not have Wayne in your top five?
Yeah.
I don't
seen
have it.
the-
I said
I know
in
you
between
don't.
10 and
Yeah, I'm
15.
asking,
Let's get to it.
y'all. Like,
But I want to. What you said something that was so poignant.
I said, I
Curtis
don't
doesn't
like it
even know
when
what
it
that
happens.
means.
That's the shit in the ocean. The buoys.
yeah.
I said,
Yeah, buoyant, yeah.
I'm usually sad when it happens. It sucks when it happens, but when you die, when I say you got to die a legend, if you don't die at the peak of your career, if you're not just still flaming and keeping up with the times and still shitting on niggas, you're gonna go down, and you're gonna go down on my list.
We'll remember when your first workout video comes
Yeah, I
out.
fucking.
Yeah,
I
you
feel that.
remember.
Die a
What's
legend.
the Batman
It
Gotta
quote?
sucks.
die now.
What's the Batman?
You either live long enough to die a hero.
No,
No.
She's
You
fucking
die a
herself.
hero.
Enough to
You die,
become,
you die young enough to be the.
No.
No,
You
you
live
either,
long
I
enough
got it.
to
You either live
turn-
long enough to be the villain,
Yeah.
or you die early.
A
You
hero.
live long enough to be the hero.
No, you
No,
said it right,
no,
bro.
I said it
No.
right, bro.
Shut up.
You live long enough to be the villain, or you die early enough
But you gotta
to
flip
be
it.
remembered
You
as the
gotta-
hero.
You got to flip it though.
Yeah.
It's the hero first.
Yeah,
then
you
the villain.
die.
Well, I like the
You
villain
die
first.
being a
Die
hero.
being a hero, you
Or
live
you
long enough to become the
Harvey
villain.
Dent said that.
So
He said, "What? We didn't even."
But that's the thing.
Y'all ain't even
So-
clear.
But, all right, let's
let's-
let's take a recent passing. Somebody I grew up with also.
Mac.
Mac
Oh yeah, bro.
he's a legend.
died.
He didn't die at his peak though.
Yeah,
But we don't know that.
No. But you know what? No.
Okay.
You
I
know
see
what
you
makes
mean.
that?
don't
So,
know that.
I'm glad you brought up peak because he was gradually getting better with each and every project. So that's what makes him legend. And to me, it makes it's more like a damn. What could he have been?
So
And
I,
that's what's gonna
That's
kill
your
me, man.
imagination.
It's like,
I don't
taking
want
over for him.
to. So I love Mac Miller, and but I'm not going to use him. I think the better comparison or person you should use is X. Because
Nah.
X,
too young.
X, I swear to
But
God.
X is not our real. He's like
He's not
kind
our
of far
gener-
back
yeah.
our generation.
Yeah, he wasn't
I'm using
my era.
somebody.
No, but I'm saying.
But he was at his
but
peak.
I'm
But
saying
he
he was at his
peak.
peak.
He was
So
at his
people,
peak.
X,
Yeah,
X,
he was
X, X,
not at his peak.
No,
I don't
yes,
think
you don't know
was.
he
was
if he was
just
at his
coming
peak.
back
He was
out.
starting.
He was on the rise.
Bro.
He was
I
on the
think he
rise.
was.
If you
Okay,
ask
not
people,
peak,
like
on the
I
rise.
guarantee you,
That's
they
it.
would have X as like a legend. I swear to God.
I mean, but that was
Who?
on the rise. I don't think he was
XXX.
at his peak.
You can't. Here's why
He
I'm
hasn't
not
even
gonna,
hit this
The
peak.
peak
Here's
of his
That's what
life.
we're
his,
saying.
I'm
You
just
saying
saying
he
his
was at his
poten-
peak.
But I'm saying like that's a
Oh.
better that's a better like
younger
person.
kids
you-
would
yeah.
say. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But that's a
you're
better
right,
person
right.
he
Because
is, yeah.
Mac Miller
Yeah,
has
you're
enough.
right. You're
Mac
right,
Miller
you're
has
right.
enough.
Yeah, enough
work
like mileage.
Has enough material out for us to actually be like
Yeah.
he'll be remembered for a while.
Yeah.
X is like potential.
It's just
I can't
like-
call that kid a legend because I didn't get. But
Yeah.
do you know what? Actually, kids, someone's rebuttal to that would be big. Yo, you dropped two projects, my G,
Very true.
and
Very
you're
true.
considered to be a legend.
I feel like that's why if the young that's bad. I hope it doesn't happen. But the younger you die, well, like at your most fire whatever project, that's as big as you are like
And-
in somebody's imagination.
For real.
Think about
For
Amy
real.
Winehouse while she was alive.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, she's
Yeah,
a great.
that's
People
another
like,
one.
Shit on her.
That's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
She
one, bro.
dies, and we go back and listen to her projects. We're like, holy fucking
So
shit, she was talented.
Michael
want Wayne to
Jackson.
die?
No, it's
No,
over.
you don't.
No, I've seen him decline.
Yeah.
If he
But
would
you
have
haven't heard
died,
his recent shit.
if he would have died in when Carter 3 just
2010.
yeah,
How about that?
I would have been like, I would have.
He's the
I would-
greatest
He
rapper
probably would
alive.
have been my first tattoo. Like,
I'ma
bro,
say-
I'm getting Wayne tattoo, nigga.
Yeah, bro.
He's the
Now
goat
I done
of all
seen him
times.
die into this fucking withering plant, and it's just like, bro, I see it. I'm good on you, bro.
Man, I
But
feel
the
like
dead-
that wasn't his fault though.
It's
But
not.
but that's the difference. If Nas was to die now, and I would say Nas is off his peak.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's on the
He's been off his
downside.
peak.
of it.
Still a legend to me.
Absolutely.
Because
He's a legend. He should be a
he's
legend to
lived it
everybody.
the way I see successful.
Hove is on his back, on his
Yeah.
back leg, but still.
But he's
incredible.
Man,
Still a-
shut the fuck up, Curtis.
You guys are morbid.
He is a legend.
Who?
Wayne.
Oh,
Yeah, Wayne
of
is a
course he's
legend,
a
bro.
legend. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he's not this. He's not as I've seen him. I've seen him fall.
let me-
It's
Curtis.
like I want the cats I grew up on like
But he's
that.
about to be there.
He doesn't have ceilings.
He had
I
a.
need to-
He had
There we go. That was hard.
Sue me.
He dropped the bar.
Sue me
He
to
doesn't
drop
have
bars,
bars.
bro.
He doesn't have walls. I
Stop fucking up her- You fucked that shit up.
You fucked all that up. He just had ceilings. Get the fuck off of me. Get the fuck off of me, Alpha. I like that, Sue.
That was hard, bro.
Thank you.
Cats like that, bro. Cats like
I'm a legend.
cats like that. Wayne, Nas, big, not big. Well, big
Yeah,
too,
you-
but
oh,
not
you-
in
you
my,
just
not
pissed
in my
off a lot of
lane.
people.
Jigga, all them cats, they like Mount Olympus to me.
Yep.
I don't want to see you.
Where is
fall.
Mount Olympus located?
Where is it located?
Fucking with Zeus and all them. That's who he's standing next to. So I don't want to see them. I don't want to see none of them cats fall.
Keep this.
Yo, I
But
do
he
wanna
had
ask-
a-
I wanna
he had
ask
a
you this question, though. I wanna ask-
Hold on. He had like a boulder tied to him, shackled to him.
What
He
are you
couldn't
talking about?
fly.
What are you talking about?
You're
Him,
talking about
Wayne,
one
and
of-
his whole
Oh, baby shit.
music issue.
Okay.
That's what sucks.
yeah,
Somebody
okay.
else helped him.
Oh yeah.
And then right when
That's
he
a good point.
right when he got
Hold on,
done with it,
should
like
we
he,
also say this though? Handle your business.
that's what he was doing.
Agreed.
No.
See,
but he was-
Can
Can I ask something?
That he had to come back.
Let
we're
me
gonna
ask something.
Let me ask a question.
You guys obviously know more, so I'm going to ask each and every one of you.
Oh, God.
If you had to rebuild Mount Rushmore as the founding fathers of rap
Oh,
and legends,
fuck.
who would you put on there?
Can't do it. I can't do it. I can't.
Somebody just recently asked this.
Nobody fucking
You know
asked
what?
it. I came
You
up
know
with
what?
it.
I think
It
we
was
should attempt
recent.
this.
Why somebody just
I don't
said
know
that?
where from.
I think we
I'm
should attempt
asking.
this.
I think we should do it on another episode because there's no way we could do it.
I think
right
we
now
should
on top
attempt
of
it.
I
We
think
should
you guys should
try.
attempt it. I think.
I don't
I
think.
wanted, to ask,
I'll
I
put-
wanted to ask Curtis a question.
I'll
though.
put Gucci up there.
Damn,
Just-
y'all
all right,
pussy.
no,
Best believe I put
yeah, I
Gucci
am.
up there.
I-
All right,
It
wait,
needs to
wait,
be
wait.
in
Check this
order,
out. If
though,
Gucci
like-
died right now,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, but
Spring
Gucci
Breakers.
was-
Wayne,
One of Gucci
definitely.
died in jail.
Oh, yeah. For damn sure.
well, let me ask this
I don't
question to
know,
Curtis.
'cause
Let
that's
me
what-
ask this,
that's what
let me
Wayne
ask
was
this
in
question to
jail.
Curtis.
That's
All right,
kinda-
everybody, shut up. Let
You
me
guys
ask
think
this
Wayne's a
question.
clown?
Yeah, can I ask this goddamn? Yeah.
what's up?
My question was, when it comes to Wayne, do you feel like he's tarnished his legacy
Yes.
by? Okay,
Perfect.
By
That's
what? By
perfect.
what?
Wait,
That's
wait, wait,
perfect.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
but-
you didn't
but
finish your
how?
sentence. How?
Yeah, how?
Well, then because by releasing shit project of a shit project of a shit project, I can say the same thing with M. You should have stopped in 09, preserve. If you drop, my thing is, if you're gonna continue to put out albums that aren't quality, someone's got to pull you aside and be like, look.
So you think
if
all those years, or the
it's been a decade since he dropped a great project.
And I want to mesh with both of you, what you said earlier too, so far as like you can separate there is specific talent from them and everything.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're an entertainer, if you're a rapper, everything is your talent.
Yeah.
You're a whole package. Your
I
look,
agree.
Your what the fuck you say, how you handle business, all that shit is a package.
I agree.
And that's why some shit is stronger than other areas, but it gotta be concrete. Like Jay. His business is so concrete. His lyrics are so concrete. We don't give a fuck. He got helmets on his head, and we like, all right, that's Jay. That nigga's
And
That's
my
true.
thing is, he
Hold on.
handled his business. He matured in front of us. So
Yes.
now when he drops a project, it's like, this is my life now. What did Wayne hasn't necessarily matured.
it's inspirational, bro.
I thought you said
Bro, I'm going to say he
Asperger's.
matured, though.
No.
Were
Here's
you
the
not
difference.
looking forward to-
Dris, here's the difference. I think, and I haven't heard the album, so you have.
Okay, yeah.
You
I
have.
got the upper
you
hand
have-
on that. Yeah, I got you.
But what you were telling me is that he was talking about his drug use, all that shit.
He does.
My thing is that that's you reflecting on what you've gone through in your life in the past.
Boom.
Jay is talking about
But-
where he's at now.
But I'm going to stop
That's
you
the
there, though,
difference.
too.
Some
I like
people,
that,
though,
Al.
That's
some
a
people,
lot of
depending
artists
on,
do that.
yeah, I would
no,
say
that's-
where you
that's
are in
fine.
life, and maybe I don't think. Sometimes the message he may try to get across is I'm not where I want to be, so I'm showing you
Yeah.
guys where I'm reflecting.
That's fine.
See,
But
Then I
that
needed-
doesn't
then I needed
mean-
that
But
3
also, you got to
albums
think
ago.
about this. You
That's
can't really
fine.
compare.
What was 3
You
albums
can't
ago?
really compare like
Whatever
a
the
Wayne.
fuck, whatever the fuck.
I like that
bullshit.
you said that because that's where I was about to
I
go.
also
Wait, what are you
looked
asking?
at his discography.
Why this? Why this specific one where he's maturing?
Why this one?
Yeah,
Because
why
he
not
knows realistically this is his last
pieces
shot.
of shit? What? Because he's fallen.
Yeah. Realistically, that's why this is niggas are listening to this with
So
their
the
eye,
Fallen
one eye
Kingdom
closed.
can't have a soundtrack.
Niggas, bro, if I listen to this song.
Yeah,
I said the
I
Fallen
literally
Kingdom can't
listen
have
to
a
this album
soundtrack.
with one
Oh, they
eye
can't.
closed. You hear me? I listened to this album with one eye closed because I was scared. I was
He
scared,
about to
bro.
sacrifice one of us. Y'all better watch out.
I was fucking scared.
Black magic.
No, honestly, I like that. I was scared too. I didn't know what to anticipate. What Wayne was gonna
No.
give me, and that's what we all do. We're like,
yeah.
Like you held your breath while listening
Yeah.
to this. Like, oh shit! Like, is he about to? This is gonna
and-
be the end
and-
of Wayne for
yeah,
real?
And recently, we've been really.
That doesn't give me
Well,
anxiety
recently,
at all.
recently
I mean,
we've been.
he's fucked up
We
so
hear
much.
a couple good songs. We're like, wow, this shit's fire. It's gonna, and you give it a week,
Yeah.
and it's trash. So I went in there with
Agree.
clear ears, got my Q-tips, everything, bro. I was clean. I was waiting,
You really
and I
got
was just
Just
gave
brought
it the
an
first
earwax
5,
set,
and I was
you
like,
mean.
that rocked. Then the Kendrick one came in. I was like, yo, that rocked.
That was good.
That was a good conversation.
Mona
And,
Lisa
and
was good.
he brought Kendrick back to, in my opinion, brought Kendrick back to his bag, his Section 80 bag when he talks like a person kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was fire.
It was crazy.
It was smooth. I stopped there because I pulled up. But I heard the one after, and it was kind of melodic and shit. There's a lot of melodic shit in that bitch.
The one with Ashanti was
Yeah,
like
the one with
catchy.
Ashanti's
It was
crazy.
like fun to listen to because he throws that in there too.
I just.
What was that?
There was just such a big ass
was I
pause in his life that we couldn't hear music from
And
And
he's
then-
him.
going through the same syndrome M went through.
No,
No,
but M had a
the
chance.
business though. He had the
He
business.
had the
scene
chance to
behind him.
throw his music out there.
He had the business.
and
scene
then I was
behind
gonna
him, bro.
ask
They
you
were
this
doing
before.
good.
Were you not waiting for the Carter 5? I mean, no one was. no one was reaching for the Carter 5, but wasn't there talks that it was supposed to come out already?
For a long
He's
ass time.
fucked up so much in my eyes. I
See,
literally
all right.
had no anticipation.
So
for
we
this
talked
album.
about the business aspect behind everything, but we had to like literally think about this. He was trying to get out of his deal, so he was dropping bullshit projects just so he can get the fuck out of there.
I agree.
Then he dropped
I
like two
agree.
projects like back to
I'm
back.
sorry, but
Just
it
for
goes
the
back to
track
Alf.
number?
What
Yeah.
Alf said. It's the accountability. You should have handled your business in the beginning.
Well, that
This
sucks,
wouldn't
but
be
he's
happening
trying to handle it now.
But Bird,
I agree, and I'm sorry.
bro.
Yeah,
but this was
then,
before like
then we
the,
can all be guilty of not handling our business at some
Yeah.
point in our life for someone
True.
to point a finger at
True.
you. Because you have to remember you're going to point one and there's three back at you.
True.
So I think
agree.
before
I have
we
no
hold
problem
him,
with that.
because I think what matters is when people eventually hold themselves accountable.
Yeah.
Because you can't sit there and be like, oh, well, he didn't do it at first. Can you count the amount of times you didn't hold yourself accountable?
Absolutely.
It's a bounce
I've always
back.
held myself accountable.
I think there was
always
a
have
dark period in your time where you didn't, because you wouldn't be where you are now.
yeah.
Amazing.
Sue me with the
Why
bars.
Ooh,
Why
yeah,
not?
I wouldn't
yeah.
either. I
Nah, I
wouldn't
had
either.
bars.
But I wouldn't either. That's what I'm saying. Because if you always
What a
held yourself
gunshots.
accountable, you would not. You would be
I
on a
don't got 'em.
pedestal
I don't got
in a
'em.
different.
I love this
God
Wayne
knows
convo.
what.
We went on for 3 subjects, man. We did our thing.
We did.
Yeah,
we
when,
did.
as I was driving here, first of all, I fucking hate people who drive the speed limit. It just annoys me. Like people, y'all are such
Yo.
law-abiding citizens.
Bro,
like, just get the fuck off the road.
There'd be
Good
sometimes
movie.
I'm really
Good
fried,
movie.
and I'd be going under the speed limit.
And
So going at
you
the
are the
speed
people I
limit,
hate.
you probably, and I can see it. I see a nigga coming up in my back like, oh, this nigga's gonna be so mad.
I do that too.
All the time.
I love that.
Yeah, and I always
Oh,
give him
love
a
it.
smile when they drive by. Like,
Bro, you
"Huh?"
come up behind me flying, and I'm
I'm
and
chilling.
especially if I'm on the freeway and I'm on the
I'm
slow
not
lane.
flying, but at least always like
Yo,
go
yeah.
5 past.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'll go 70 in the slow lane, and niggas are up my ass. I'm like, all right,
No, that's rude.
That's
I'm
what I'm
not gonna
saying.
do that.
Those niggas
Just hop in the joint, do your 80, get back in front of them, push it back down to 75.
Is this weird? Like I feel like when I'm driving, it doesn't. If I'm going 80 miles per hour, to me that's fast. If I see a car going faster than me, I think it's a competition. It's like you're racing me, bro. Like,
I just
all
know
right,
it's
bro.
on.
For some reason?
I've noticed that too, because if I'm in the car with him, we'll be mid conversation, and I notice
Yeah.
the speed going up, and I'll be having a full on conversation, and he'll just be like, "Yeah, I know."
Because I don't.
No,
like,
that was not what I
like,
needed to hear.
They listen to like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, totally.
I'm weird, bro. I just
Are
don't
you
like.
gonna
I
answer
don't.
my question? yeah. I know. I totally
Not
feel
even
you.
that.
do
I
that
could have
literally
told him
every
like,
day.
I
"Oh
just
my god,
don't.
I met this guy last night, and I gave my number." That's not wrong, right?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
You ain't go past me.
I go through 30 competitions a morning. Every morning I'm driving to work. There's somebody, maybe they not paying attention to me, but I'm paying attention
Oh,
to you.
yeah.
And it's like, God damn it.
It's even worse at like red lights when the lane's about to merge.
Yeah.
bro. It's like nigga, you ain't getting in front of me. Like I know you
And
want
you see
to, but
people
you're
being
not.
like dickheads, but their face is just still and just like,
Yep.
Oh,
Did
I
they
do
cut
that.
you off, like-
I never look.
You never
I
look?
Never
I saw
look.
somebody.
I
I
look.
saw,
I look
saw
too.
somebody cut
I
somebody
never
else
look.
off the other day, and this dude is just punching his fist.
Okay.
Yo, I remember one time. Yo, this is so funny. I'm on the freeway. This dude just blatantly cut this chick off. She's screaming in her car, and she's like trying to get over so she can curse this dude out.
Yeah.
But I slowed the fuck up, let her cut me off, and I just watch her go off, and traffic stopped. So she's right next to this nigga just screaming, and he's like, his hands on the steering wheel, not making no contact. And I'm like, yo, I'm an evil person for setting them up like that.
I do shit
but
like that. Bro, I got flicked off last Tuesday.
What?
Yeah,
that
I get
happens.
flicked
Yeah,
off.
kinda
I get
hurts.
flicked off like every
Like,
3
especially
days,
when
bro.
motherfuckers try to like do that little, or like that you could tell, because I'm one of them. They get annoyed and they try to go around.
Yeah.
But then they are slow in this lane, so they gotta fall back and get right back behind
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
When I see that, I'm slowing it up. Like,
The
oh, you
retraction.
fucked up. So then when they slow up, they get behind you and they get real close and you brake check them. Then you see them jerk, and then they try to, and I did that. She tried to swerve. I hurry up and I was just bullying her.
Oh, you're dead.
So then when I finally got over and slowed down, I just looked at her. She just rolled out the window, just stuck her whole hand out the window.
That's
and,
funny.
And still driving. I'm like, damn, I won.
Bro, when that happens to me, I give him the Matumbo. I just give him.
Not to my house.
It's like no.
But on my way
not
driving
today.
here from working out, I just had like a real like epiphany.
You have an epiphany?
I had
You had an epiphany when?
What is it?
when I was just driving back,
Is
Oh,
it
like you just
jumping in. Yeah, I was just like,
J.R. Smith's the best basketball player of all time?
Idrissa.
Oh God.
Thank you.
Idris Alba.
Oh God. Where's this going?
I never noticed that your first name is a combination of both of his first and last name.
Idris Alba. Idris Alba.
His real name is Idrissa.
His full name isn't Idris Alba.
Yeah, my full name is what? My full name
Idrissa.
My full name is what?
Oh, you
No,
say
because he said my
first
first name
last
is
name.
Yeah, his real name is Idrissa.
His real name is Idrissa.
Oh.
He
Yeah, his
just
real name's
So it
goes
was just
by.
Idris Alba.
He
Nah,
goes by
he
Idris.
goes by
but
Idris.
Both of y'all niggas' names is Idrissa?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Same birthday.
Need
Same
a sperm
birthday.
check, bro. You need to call your dad.
It's your dad, bro. Your dad right now is staring at his lovely wife. That's what he's doing.
When
Lord
your
have
hair is
mercy.
grown out like that, you kind of look like him too more.
Yeah.
He's
I like
gonna have
it.
the
Oh,
obsession.
you gotta get you
Just-
a fucking turntable.
Yeah, just get a British accent and a turntable.
Yeah.
You're good.
Say something
Yeah.
in
I don't have a British accent
Just,
to me.
I know you don't
Try
have
it,
one.
I
nigga.
don't.
Try
I
it.
like a fuck your doggy style.
That's not British. What is that? That's just trash.
That's like Scottish. If anything.
It just sounds like somebody cut you off in the sound.
Weirdly.
You bloody
I like a
bloke.
fuck your doggy
It just
style.
sounds like somebody took the mic away from him.
Yo, but let's wrap up the Wayne conversation. I just want to say one thing.
Why?
No, I just want to say one thing. All right, guys. Before you guys make any judgments, for your mental health, because I know you guys still at the end of the day, like you guys love Wayne, you have memories with Wayne.
Yeah,
just listen to him and support the album just one time and tell me what you think.
I'll listen.
Just one time.
I'll listen. I'm definitely gonna listen.
I know you are.
I know I'm gonna listen. But I can't help that I'm gonna go in there with this mindset.
Curtis.
No,
Curtis.
I want you to.
What did you think of Drake's album?
He didn't.
When I listen to it, I know it's gonna be very.
3
I'm
months and
anticipating
counting.
it.
4 months and
you know
I'm
who-
anticipating
You
it.
know whose album I'm really waiting for? Tyga, bro. If
I'm not.
Tyga drops the album,
I'm
bro,
not either.
bro, he
Relax,
got some
hold on. This
bangers,
nigga
bro.
Tyga
dropped-
got too pop
First
to
of
me,
all,
bro.
Tasty
Kinda.
was out for him second before that shit caught on.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah, I know.
He dropped one nice beat. Don't go on Tiger's dick. It's
Bruh,
still
he got
Tiger.
he
No,
got
Tyga
some.
been nice though.
Bro, he
But
got some
Tyga's
shit,
Tiger,
bro.
Tyga been nice.
He's hitting. He's hitting
Tyga
home
was
runs,
like
bro.
one of the up ones, like back in the day for me. Like
He
Same.
was.
he was
Absolutely.
up. I'm
He
like, bro, this
was.
dude is a problem.
But a whole
Hey.
album?
I'm saying he's one more mixtape away with Chris Brown from.
But to be,
I never-
to be quite, hey,
He failed like how-
I do want to be quite frank though. He never dropped an album that was dope.
I was about to
No,
say.
yeah,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
mixtapes.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
mixtapes
You're right.
already.
You're right.
He never
You're right.
dropped
You're
a
right.
he
dope album.
felt like
You're
how
right.
kind of like Casey did to me. Like
Oh,
I
Casey
really
Veggies.
felt like
Casey
Casey
Veggies
was about to.
dope, and then
I felt like Casey was about
He
to
just
come
vanished.
up.
See, I never
but then
really
he tried
liked
to
Casey
chase
like that.
He tried to
You
chase
like
that radio
Earl.
record.
Yo, customized
You like
greatly.
Earl?
I
Customized
like
Earl.
Earl.
Yeah,
I love
fuck with
Earl.
Earl.
I didn't like Casey
Earl's
Veggies.
never gonna
Chris
pop.
I
loves
felt
Earl.
like when he rapped, he
Earl's
just
never
sounded
gonna
like he had
pop.
shit in his mouth.
Casey?
Yeah,
What?
Casey Veggies.
I always loved
I'm not-
customized greatly was a great.
I'm not
project
as
for
big
me,
as
bro.
fan as our friends are of Casey
I
Veggies.
like what's
Yeah,
the one with
Casey
the
Veggies.
corn? Life
Oh,
changes.
Life Changes.
That's my
That's a great-
favorite.
yeah,
I
that's a
didn't
great
like
project.
it.
That
I like
was on
Rocky
MTV.
Fresh. I'm a Rocky Fresh guy.
All right, well, we're just shouting out rappers we like. So,
Oh yeah.
I've been done with y'all since.
I think it's time to come
this
to
debate.
listen to Wayne.
hey, Curtis,
Listen to
you
Wayne.
want to take us out, man?
Sure. Even though I'm late to the game, Bash ain't really get the
I'm here too. We want to take them out
fucking
together.
asshole.
You guys want to
Let's
have a
take it-
conversation just so you can like
Yeah,
clock some
man.
hours in?
Hold
You gotta
on.
clock.
So
Yeah.
what's up, Bash?
Man,
your
I-
waves ain't
I
gonna
like-
never spin like you got better. Not I ain't gonna say better hair. You got
Ooh.
different hair.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
that catches waves a little
Easy.
smoother. Mine's are gonna go deeper, but yours are gonna like it's yours is like.
See, when
Why
people
they-
say
why they
different,
come
that's
in?
actually an insult.
Wait.
What just happened, bro?
Like when-
Shots fired.
When Bash gets his haircut, he got that haircut where it's like it looks photoshopped just because of type of his
Yeah,
hair,
I can
his
see
grade of
Facts.
hair,
I
and
am
his
not-
waves are
I-
going to shine more
I
because
don't-
these niggas' hair is already born with lotion in it and shit.
Pro-
so
yeah,
so
yeah,
my
cocoa
hair
butter
is more
infused.
nappy, so my waves are going to
These are facts.
dive.
These are facts.
You know
That's
what's
true.
funny
These are
too?
things.
It's like your opinions. I'm not saying don't matter. They're just different from mine.
Yeah, yeah, and
That
100%.
is that supposed to offend me? Because I feel like that
All right,
makes
let me
sense.
let me hit you with a metaphor.
Facts.
Basically, he's saying you have shallow water waves.
Yes,
He
and
said-
I have
he
like a
said-
tsunami.
Yeah.
Drip too hard, don't stand too close. You might fuck around and drown.
That's Wayne.
in this wave.
That's the one.
That's a song.
I
It's
don't like
way
it.
hard.
I don't like that album now. That
You
was
don't-
trash.
That wasn't
mean,
Wayne.
he
That
said
wasn't
it-
Wayne at
he
all.
said it horribly.
That wasn't Wayne. Why would you give that to Wayne?
I'm
That
not.
was
I just
Doug.
want
You
niggas.
just take us out. Take
I
us
just
out.
want
Y'all
niggas.
niggas,
Why
right.
you come at my hair like that?
Wayne's back, y'all. Wayne's back.
He said I got
See what
ripples.
he
I don't
said.
have waves. I have ripples.
Yeah, yes, you do have ripples.
What the fuck?
You have very clean.
Here's ruffles. Here's ruffles.
They tan ruffles. They
Here's
tens,
ruffles.
they tens, but you keep them clean.
Yeah, man.
They tens, but you keep them clean.
I like your waves, but shit, don't worry.
So what
Thanks,
we're
man.
gonna do, guys? We're going on a slight hiatus.
Yeah.
We're gonna be coming back. This is episode 49. I'm pretty sure Drissy let y'all know.
I did. It's 49.
Episode 50. We're coming with new shit, new ideas. We're gonna be having more video.
All new
Fire.
members.
Fire.
All new members.
Fire.
Hey, we could do that.
Fire.
Even though we didn't get a girls episode.
Fire.
We will. We had ideas actually.
That's all I hear.
We're
We
gonna.
will.
We
will.
actually might start. Well, 51 or something like that could be the girls. Y'all need to come out strong.
Listen,
Come out the
Fire.
gate.
Fire.
But yeah, we
Fire.
appreciate y'all. We're gonna be coming back hopefully in a couple weeks or so.
Fire.
We're gonna be showing y'all that we're more than just big dicks and nice tits.
Hell yeah.
Fire.
So
Hell
I don't
fucking
got
yeah.
tits, I got butt.
Fire.
big
Everyone
dicks
knows
and
this.
nice butts.
Big dits.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up though. Let's
All
wrap
right, but
it
yeah,
up.
we
Big
appreciate
dits.
you guys.
Fire.
Follow social media, social critics _
Fire.
social _ critics
Fire.
with 2 S's.
Social media.
I'm gonna keep talking because I don't want to listen to this type of shit. Nah, we
He
can
said
take it.
social
All right,
media
all right,
underscore.
y'all fuck with y'all. All right, bless us.
Macaroni. I'm a millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire. Tougher than Nigerian hair. My criteria compared to your career just isn't fair. I'm a